Hi, it's Haley and I'm here at home. I wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of our backyard chickens and coop setup. So we got our chickens about 4 months ago. It was last spring and we're completely new to chickens. But I feel like we've had them long enough where I can safely say they're not only super fun, they're very easy to take care of. So as far as our coop goes, we were looking all over Craigslist, all over Marketplace. We're trying to find secondhand coop or playhouse or shed, any sort of structure that we could kind of make over and turn into a nice looking coop. But they were just flying off of there. It's like everyone wanted chickens last spring. So finally, the only things we could find were either super big to the point we'd have to rent a truck, or super heavy to the point where we'd have to ask a bunch of friends to help us, and then we'd of course want to pay them and all of those things, which is fine. But my husband realized, you know, by the time we do all that, we're going to end up spending the same amount we would on a prefab kit like you see here. So we put this kit together. This is the Rugged Ranch Pueblo Grand chicken coop, I think. And it works for us. It was about $600. I found them for quite a bit more in a recent search. So I don't know, the price kind of varies depending where you are. We're happy with it. It's a little delicate. I wouldn't call it rugged. It has hardware cloth, and the staples are from the inside. They just are kind of small, and the wire, you know, doesn't seem super secure. So I do think it's worth adding a few extra staples, especially if you have bigger predators and a lot of pressure in that area. We don't have a whole lot. I think the biggest threat in our area is just dogs who get loose. We do have a few raccoons or coyotes that come through the area, but that's about it. The coop holds up to 10 chickens. I think that is pretty extreme. I think we're pushing it at 6. I think they're happy, but I think 10 would be too crowded. It does come with 2 nesting boxes right here. There are several different entry points. There's one from the outside back here to clean the coop, and there's one from the inside as well. And there's some ventilation so they get nice airflow through the top. The one thing about it, the roost bars with this kit were low. They were situated so that they sat 2 bars and they were right along the ground, just barely up above the ground. So I did go to Lowe's, I picked up some hardware, and I just lifted them basically so that they roost higher, which chickens in nature, like if they were out running around, they would roost up in trees so they could be away from predators. But other than that, I'm happy with the coop, especially if you have just a small space. It works just fine. So for the coop, we actually had to transplant a burning bush from this area, and my girls helped me level out a space so it had a nice even surface to put the coop onto. As far as landscaping, we wanted to make it pretty for the chickens. So we just ran to Home Depot. We actually found this stump up in our forest area, and the same with this rock, and that actually helps to hold down our predator apron that we laid around the coop. We took a piece of hardware cloth about 18 inches wide and ran it all the way around the perimeter of the coop, and I actually used some trampoline stakes and pounded those down into the ground through the cloth just to make sure it stays put. But in terms of landscaping, we have these little dwarf Albert spruces. We have winter gem boxwoods, 4 of them, which I'm hoping eventually make a nice hedge. We have 3 catmint in the back, and I actually cut these back, but before I did, they were really tall and, well, not really tall, but they were taller in a really vibrant purple. And then I interspersed some Dusty Millers here and there just to get that nice silvery color. I'll probably have to move them depending how they come back next year, but for now it looks pretty and the chickens have something nice to look at. For bedding, we decided to go with pine shavings, which comes in a big bale. It's really inexpensive. I think they're $5 to $8 at your local feed store, and it's been great. My daughter uses a little like kitty litter scoop to kind of go in and clean out the coop and the run area every so often. And other than that, she just layers on more shavings. Oh, we visited our neighbor, and he showed us a really cool addition he made. He used a camera and put it inside the hen house. So we actually did the same. I had an old Ring doorbell camera just laying discarded in a drawer. We don't use it anymore. And I realized I can charge that up, install it, and we can kind of see them inside the hen house. And it's been really fun. It has a view into the nesting boxes, and we can check it at night to just make sure all the feet are there along the roosting bars. And it's just fun. It's a little extra, but we like it. Last spring, we got 4 pullets just locally. We got 2 Leghorns, Pennywise and Jolene, and we got 2 Wellsummers. That is Piggy and Lucy. So Leghorns are the white ones. They lay big white eggs, and the Wellsummers are kind of the smaller brown with golden necks and red combs. They lay brown eggs. A few weeks ago, our neighbors texted us and asked if we could take 2 of their chickens because things have gotten a little crowded there. And I was a little nervous about it, but my husband and my daughter were like, we can do it. So we actually got 2 more chickens, 2 more Americanas, Bruiser and Dina. We let the boys name those. Originally, they were Bruiser and Dinner. So me and my daughter kind of shifted their names just a hair. But they are brown. They look like the Wellsummers, a little bigger, and they had puffy cheeks. And they lay blue eggs. So at this point, I think all of our chickens are laying eggs. We get about 3 to 4 every day, and it's so much fun. Walking out, lifting the nesting box lid, and seeing eggs is it's just so much fun. Such a treat. For feed, we feed them pellets from Purina for laying hens. We also, for treats, we give them mealworms, which they love. And we also give them any expired or extra scraps from our produce inside, which they also love. They eat it right away. So that's our chickens. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.